What is going on, guys? Babs here, going to do a hopefully a little helpful video, and this video is going to be on PGA par 3s. We're going to cover all the par 3s here. First par 3 is hole number 5, and what we're looking at in this particular hole is, if you keep in mind what's happening here, everything to the right is uphill, bluish. Everything front and left and down is downhill. So, if we take a picture like this and we kind of zoom in here, so we'll show you that. We'll put on our blue. This is all, it's like a big bowl, basically, in this manner. So this is all downhill. Red goes downhill, down in this bowl area, and it bottoms out right in here. And then you have a little bit downhill going this way. So if you have too much backspin, you could actually roll 3 or 4 feet back towards the front. And then it also drifts off to the side here. So what we're looking for in this tailwind action is simply just to get the ball to land maybe a little short and be below the hole. We don't want to go past the hole and end up in this little basically gully area. So with my misting strategy, I'm just going to leave this where it is and see if we can't get a little bit of a misting, maybe a little late, and put us hopefully in a good position. So we got the late misting, offset by the wind, distance is good, and we're right on the money. So that's hole number 5. Again, you can see all the dots are moving from this area as I drew down towards this area, towards the water, and vice versa. As you can see, the dots are moving down in this. If I do the vertical dots, they're moving down and away into this gully area. So definitely don't want to go long here. It's best to stay in front of the hole, even to the right of the hole if possible. So that is hole number 5, and we're going to move on to the next par 3. All right, and here we are, hole number 7. And we have a tailwind here. And so what we're trying to do in formulating with this green is that it slopes, as you can see, from this ridge right here, front to back. So obviously, high side, ridge is here, and another ridge here. And basically the ball goes down like this, in this manner, downwards, downwards, downwards. So with a tailwind, you have to land it kind of like St. Andrews number 2 on top of the hill and let it roll down towards the hole. That's the game plan behind a shot like this. So slightly under aim, because we don't want to drift off over here to the far left. So normally this would be like a 2.5 grid aim, but I'm just going to aim it 1.5 grids, kind of take a little bit off, play the misting, so forth and so on. And then we'll just kind of hit this a little off power. Slight little misting on top of the hill and let it roll down towards it. So see, I landed it 2 yards short and let it roll down towards the hole. And now we have a nice little up hit putt. So that's the trick. If you have a headwind, obviously you need to get it past this hill in order to get it towards the hole, because you don't want to land up too short. You might end up on top the hill. But for a tailwind, especially with 12 green speeds, you need to land it on top the hill and let it roll down towards the hole and maybe a little bit past, and you'll end up with a pretty good putt, just like this. So we will move on to the back 9 par 3. This one is going to be on PGA par 3s and how you might get better at playing these par 3s. So as you can see here, with this particular par 3, wow, that is a hell of a glare. Everything is moving back to front. So you see all the red down in this area on the left side, it's all downhill. So if you want, you can throw it a little bit long and roll it back to the hole. But if you come up short, chances are you'll roll closer towards the water. So we're going to try and avoid all of that with this shot. And we'll just kind of go through some ideas this isn't practice mode. I'm in a bracket right now, so we're gonna have to play this as is. So I got some options. I could hit a full backspin 5-iron with maybe a tick of backspin off, or I could hit a half spin 5-iron and hit it harder. What I'm actually going to do is hit a punch 3-iron. Because it's a headwind, the wind is going to hold my ball up for me. At least that's the game plan. And then I'm going to under aim slightly because I'm hitting a punch. It's a lower flying shot. And we're going to hit this about 94% right in this area. See what happens. So we got heartbeats. As you can see, the ball lands 176 and releases forward. And that's simply because the shape of the green is back to front. And I'm using the headwind to my advantage to hold the ball up for that particular reason. So that's why I choose to use a punch rather than, a full backspin shot that throws up in the air and has more wind effect. In which case, you might end up moving the ball a little too much. So we're just gonna, put this out here, knock this in, and there you go. All right, here we have number 17, and relatively same type of, green, back to front. Everything's drifting to the left, everything's drifting to the right. So again, we have another headwind, and this is looking like it could be a 4-iron, tick off. Could be a full backspin 3-iron, maybe underpowered. Could be a half spin 4-iron, so to speak. We have options. So again, I'm going to go with the punch. Punch 3-iron, just kind of put it up in the ballpark and see what happens. And again, because I'm using the headwind to my advantage, the ball basically goes 186, and the headwind knocks the ball down for me, which works out, rather nicely. So that's kind of the trick behind some of these holes, is sometimes you don't always have to hit a full backspin shot. And so with that, you can get better at these holes. And the internet died when I was making this video. But simply what you're trying to do is eliminate a lot of the trouble areas by either going too far right or too far left and coming up too short where the ball can roll back down towards the water. And this way, you put yourself in a good position like I did here for an 8-foot putt, and you can kind of, overcome what might look like a treacherous 21-mile-per-hour headwind and turn it into, a pretty damn good shot. So hope you guys enjoyed this par 3 series. Let me know if y'all have any questions, and I will talk to y'all soon. Take care.